Welcome back to the PSN Commanders Network, also the Protest Sports Network. It's your boy Tonka A Tech. I'm back with another live stream. If I get so great, God, my God, turn out God to be adored and pay with all people in the Almighty Lord Jesus Christ. We pray, Amen. Today's video, I'm here at the Washington Commanders, your favorite NFL team, my favorite NFL team. We're back at it. If I get too far into it, no verse of the day, and we're going to switch up today just a little bit. I'm going to give you guys a Christian rap album of the day. And this one is one I've been listening to personally a lot lately, and I want to give a huge shout out to one of our other disciples in our Orlando International Christian Church. It's my guy Gabo, aka Gavin. Shout out to my boy Gabo, the disciple. And the album is called Overly. So it's the name of the album called Overly. 14 tracks, really dope. Holy Spirit filled and beautiful to listen to. Shout out to Gabo, the disciple. Let's get right into it. So tonight's live stream will include two things. I'm going to have two different topics tonight. First, I will start with a first look of the New York Football Giants versus the Washington Commanders Week 15 matchup. We'll talk some injury news with Jaden Daniels being out and Marcus Mariota getting the start. We'll also look at the injury report, who practiced today, who did not practice today. A lot of people did. It was a lot of DNPs. A lot of vet rest days. The only guys they practiced for was Noah Brown and someone else. There was no Drake Jackson. A lot of guys in practice today. Also, we'll talk about Dan Quinn specifically this evening and why I think his seat is kind of warm. It's not hot. It's not hot. And his job on the line, I'll say why not that's the case. And I think what type of leash does Dan Quinn have a year removed from the NFC Championship game, which was about 10 months ago. Now, 11 months ago now. So 11 months later, seat getting a little warm over there in Washington as he did the inverse, now being 7 games below 500, as he was 7 games above 500 to end the regular season in 2024 for 12-5 record. I start with the first look at the Giants. So this is going to be super short. I'm not going to waste too much time with this one. We know the Giants are the division opponent. We did play week 1 with Russell Wilson at the helm. We did win that game 21-6. We split with the Giants last year, I believe, as well. But did we sweep the Giants last year? We did sweep the Giants last year. By a total of 9 points, I think. Because we won the week 9 game 28-20, or 28-24, I think. And then the other game, I think, was week 2, won that game 21-18. So did sweep them last year. And we did beat them to start the season. This year, we had beat the Giants 3 straight times. And I'm not hoping for a win now, of course. As you guys already know, we're looking for a draft pick. We are currently 3-10, and the Giants are 2-11. So playing Jackson Dart this time should be a very interesting game as we are facing Jackson Dart. Very elusive quarterback running. He has a pretty good arm. What I like about Jackson Dart is he does play very fearless and very reckless, but that is to his detriment. He's been in concussion protocol a few times this year, but he's a very, very good NFL quarterback. He has the skill set of a guy who can be very, very good for years to come. Just got to stay healthy and stay out of the concussion protocols. But I think he will do enough to get the dub this weekend. We'll see. We'll do a full-on game preview for the Giants creator, which I get spotted on Friday night for that game preview. Me and my boy TP Way the Giant. Shout out my guy TP. It's my dude. He's a cool cat. I like, bro. But yeah. So that being said, that's kind of the first look at the Giants. Jackson Dart, Darius Slayton. They got the defensive line with no Kayvon Thibodeau this time, but they do have Bill Carter, who's had an underwhelming rookie season and all that. And Dexter Lawrence, and you know the crew. Those guys. Brian Burns, 13.5 sacks. We know the crew. Paulson Debo, and also I think Drew Phillips is also playing this game. Guys in the second to keep an eye on. Here's a quick first look at the Giants. We have a full game preview on Friday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. But let's get to what y'all came here for tonight. Is Dan Quinn on the hot seat? How warm is his seat? And is his job on the line after the 2025 NFL season? And if it's not, how hot is his seat going into the 2026 offseason and eventually, when it comes back around September, the 2026 regular season? Let's talk about these things this evening. I will give you guys my reason why I think how warm his seat is. I'll give 1 through 10 and why I think his seat is warm. Well, I think he has done well. I think he does some things well this season as well. But he's done a lot more bad than good, obviously, because we're 3-10, right? So let's go ahead and start with how warm do I think Dan Quinn's seat is? How warm do I think it is? I'm going to say we got 50 in the chat. Shout out to 50 we do have in the chat. Please comment your charts. How hot do you think his seat is? Please comment that down below in the comment section. I very appreciate that so much. I'm going to say his seat warmth is at a 6. It's lukewarm, but it ain't hot. It's lukewarm. Why do I say that? We did go 12-5 his first season here. We did go to an NFC Championship game. Jaden Daniels was a rookie sensation. He hit all the right buttons last year, except for the Eagles game in the NFC Championship game. We hit all the right buttons. He was aggressive at the right times. Right. This year, he spent all the wrong buttons for the most part. But given his struggles, we were 3-2 for a chance to go 4-2 early this season before the 8-game skip. So if we go pre-losing streak, Dan Quinn has been a 12-5, 2-1 playoff record. You're looking at 14-6. He was 17-9 before the losing streak. Overall, as the Washington Commanders head football coach. Now, has he handled a lot of things? He mishandled a lot of things, yes. So I think his seat is lukewarm because of the way he started. He's had an 8-game losing streak, which is bad. I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. Right now, he will be a game below 500 right now as the Commanders head coach. You're counting playoffs as well. So that's that. So that's why I think we see is lukewarm. What good has he done the first year? The first year was phenomenal. And I think he started this season decently as well. I know it's just win, loss, win, loss, win, and then we lost 100 straight. But he kept the ship afloat for at least 5 weeks. The whole Jaden not the lineup, Terry not playing, when he was playing, wasn't playing well. Daggone defense was garbage. I'm gonna get to what he's done wrong, but that's why I think it's lukewarm. Now, what has he mismanaged? Jaden Daniels. That's why I think I'm gonna go to a 7. I'm not 6, 7. Let's say 7. His seat is lukewarm. It ain't on fire yet, but boy, that thing is getting warm over there. It's getting warm over there. What has he done well since he's taken over the defensive coordinator duties? I think he has improved the defense. Before last week, I don't know what the hell that was. That was bad. I was piss poor, I would say. It was absolutely garbage. It was patelibo. It was basura. It was all any adjective that's negative. That's what it was for Dan Quinn last week. And we kind of warned him, hey, bro, you sure you want to do this, buddy? Because when it goes left, it's going to go on you. You want to take it on? Cool. You know what I'm saying? So before last week, the defense was definitely improved. Yeah, I think he managed the first 5 games pretty well given the injuries that we had. And the defense not playing. What is he? I said, the one thing he has mismanaged is Jaden Daniels. And that's why I see his high. First off, he managed him correctly with the knee. Okay? Gave him 2 weeks off, took his time, didn't rush Jaden back. We had the Raiders, and we played the Falcons. I think we won the Falcons game with JD. If I want to be honest with you. He came up for the Chargers game. He was phenomenal. He played extremely well. The Bears game, I think he played very well in as well. Outside the 1 interception, and of course the fumble that sealed the game. But after the interception, before the fumble, he was playing outstanding football, right? So I think he managed that pretty well overall. Got hurt in the Cowboys game, took his time, got him back healthy, didn't rush him back too much. I think he still made like 85% when he played against the Seahawks. He should have pulled him out when he was down 31 points. He shouldn't have been playing that game. So I think the mismanagement began. We know to dislocate elbow. We thought Jaden broke his arm, right? Thank God he didn't do that. But he mismanaged that situation. I think he might have maybe rushed him back a week too early and played versus Minnesota. He was cleared by doctors, so I can't really let's say blame DQ for that. But the whole in and out, we pulled it because the team was off, and I pulled him because of this and that, and now he's not cleared to play Sunday. He's out Sunday. Look here, bro. DQ. You have to pick a side, bro. You even say he needs the reps, and after this game, he's played the rest of the season, and I don't hear no nonsense about it. Or you shut him down in his season now, and you move on with your life. You need to pick a side and do it now. No 6-7, okay? Say no meme, 6-7, okay? No memes, okay? You shut him down or you play him. Pick one and let's move on. At this point, Robbie, you shut him down now. I was team playing because he need the reps. I think he still needs the reps. He looks off. He needs to get back to Jaden Daniels. But if he's compromised, I don't want to play. Oh, no. If you're compromised, don't play. I don't want you to play. Heck no. Hell no, I don't want you to play. So that's the number one reason I think his seat is high. The 8-game losing streak is not helping either. It ain't helping a daggone thing. And number 3, his clock management toward in the half of games has been awful. Awful. We had all I got this Sunday. Offense just didn't play well. And I'm gonna put a live on Cliff Kingsbury. I'll get to him in a second. But yeah. For me, it's a 9 because he got Daniels hurt. I would say Jaden might even got himself hurt to a certain extent. He should have been running around trying to go make plays in the game you down 31. But Dan got to be the adult of the room and pull him. But also, we seen quarterbacks play with they down 31 too. So it's a tough pill to swallow. Tough pill to swallow. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, all the weapons were out there. They just didn't play well. I think Mariota. I think also I'm gonna shut down Jaden because Marcus had more momentum. Hot take, to be honest. Y'all might hate me for saying this, but Marcus has played better quarterback this year than Jaden Daniels. Jaden is the better football player. It's not even close. I'm talking strictly quarterback. Marcus looked better at times than Jaden has. So I got to roll with Marcus, which is the hot hand. Marcus came one of the best games of his career 2 weeks ago. He was terrible in that Minnesota game. He only threw the ball 4 times, but he threw an interception immediately. when he got in the game. He had one completion, he immediately threw an interception. Like, I don't know what the hell that was about. That was bad. Jay's a better. We should Jay's a pick down. I agree. Jaden definitely is a better football player. This year, I think the offense does look better with Marcus. Marcus just seemed like Marcus is sharper because he's more experienced. He knows, all right, playing zone, I get his ball in my hand. Or I know the blitz is coming. I get his ball in my hand. And he just knows what's coming because he's seen more. He just seen more than Jaden has. Right? So Marcus is quarterbacked better than Jaden at times because of the knowledge he has of the game. Jaden's definitely the better player, and it's not even close. And it's not even Marcus can't hold Jaden's jockstrap when it comes to tackle. But it's just Jaden got some things to work on. But mismanaging the clock before halftime, the handle of Jaden Daniels, the 8-game losing streak, and I would say the defense being bad before he took over, and taking so long to take over the defense. All those things are on Dan Quinn's lap and making his seat nice and warm. Now, do I think he is going to get fired this season? No. No, no, no. The devil is a lie. Now, even if he goes 3-14, which is very possible, we could lose 12 straight games. That happens, his seat might be on fire. I might put that thing at 8.5. That thing might be on caliente. Okay. But I got it at a 6 or a 7 right now. I'm thinking like 6.5. It's lukewarm. It's getting a little warm down there for him. Getting a little uncomfortable. I don't think it's on fire because Adam Peters still trusts him. That's another one I think it's only lukewarm and not on fire, right? Because the GM still trusts him, and the owner still does as well. So he does still have the endorsement from the owner and also the GM. So I think he still has some time. He has the entire 2026 season to get to. After the 2026 offseason, I think they'll make a more permanent decision on Dan Quinn. How does Dan Quinn keep his job? Next part of it. I'm going to use a scenario if he goes 3-14, and I give you a scenario if he does win a game down the stretch. If he wins down the stretch, just one game, break the streak. If he breaks the losing streak before he gets to 12, I think if he goes 8-9 next year, and there's a decent amount of injuries, but definitely like it was this year, he'll keep his job. If we finish 3-14, they got $100 million in cap space. They got a top 3 draft pick. You already got your franchise quarterback. You got your booking tackle. You got your wide receiver 1. You got your cornerback 1 and Trey Amos when he gets back. You already have one starting safety in Will Harris. You already have your 2 starting linebackers next year, Frankie Louvu and Jordan McGee. You already have your at least one of your defensive tackles locked up longer term, but that is Javon Kinlaw. You have a lot of your stars in place. You have your full offensive line complements already. You have a few things you have to clean up, right? But you have a nucleus that you can work with, even though you are a 3-14 football team. You got a lot of improvements in the edge rusher and all these other things. I'm not disagreeing with that. But if Adam Peters gets the groceries, and they're worth a darn, he's some good groceries now. And Dan Quinn fails to miss the playoffs, man. Having possibly a last place schedule. Possibly a last place schedule. Could the Giants beat us? We're probably going to be last place. Right. For both 3-14, I think the Giants win 2 games down the stretch. I think we might finish last in the division. We got last place schedule. You got all these players that you think are good that I think you need to play better next year or need to be put in a better fit in order to play better. And you get, let's say you get a Trey Hendrickson. You draft the Arvell Reese. You get a Brandon Ayuk. You spin the block and get another receiver like a Jawan Jennings or something like that in free agency. The team with Terry or Wan'Dale Robinson, something like that. Get like Ayuk and Wan'Dale. And you get rid of Deron Payne, but you bring in a Tim Settle and you draft another defensive tackle. You got Johnny Newton in the rotation. You get a Cam Curl. You know what I'm saying? You get Isaiah Likely. Stuff like that. You do all these things. You get a bunch of players in the draft and free agency, and these guys all are studs. They should be great depth or starters, and you miss the playoffs. Dan Quinn's getting fired. If we have a good offseason and he fails at the playoffs, Jaden stay healthy. If Jaden plays all 17 games and he misses the playoffs next year, he gets fired. Let's get to the comment section now. Jaden definitely better. Complete with that Otis. Shout out to Otis. And I collab with you, my boy. Hit me up, man, so we can get that collab in. I was saying, F it. I'm going to take a risk. But tonight, we're not getting rid of him. Yeah, I agree. Dang, remind me of Joe Burrow this year. Both being rushed back and paying for it now. Joe Burrow did have 3 months. He did have almost 3 months. I won't say Joe Burrow got rushed back per se, but I've been watching a bunch of Bengals football, so also keep that in mind. I've not watched the Bungles. I don't know. BPA or trade back? Good question. But if you know me, you've been watching this channel for a minute, you know I'm always BPA. I'm only trading back if there's no one I want. But if we have the draft pick I think we're going to have, which is a top 4 to 5 pick, and maybe in the top 3, the guy I want's going to be there. It's going to be Caleb Downs, Ruben Bain Jr., or Arvell Reese. One of them are going to be there. And I can't pass it up. And I can't pass it up trying to trade back and try to get a second rounder. All that stuff is cute, but it's not going to save us, bro. It's not going to save us, bro. So I want a superstar player on defense. Goofy. That's the only thing going to hit you. That's going to piss me off. I want either one of them 3. I don't even have a preference. Caleb Downs is like the best safety prospect since a Derwin James. Arvell Reese is Micah and Quay Walker if they were Goten and Trunks and did the fusion dance. And Ruben Bain Jr. says quarterback, destroy. He's like a Terminator for quarterbacks. I have no preference. Give me one of them. I want Trey Henderson in free agency, though. I don't care about the core muscle injury. I don't care. I want Trey Henderson. This is my wish list. I got 5 guys I want in free agency or the draft. I want to draft Ruben Bain, Arvell Reese, or Caleb Downs. Ain't them 3. I want Trey Henderson in free agency. I want Cam Curl in free agency. I want Isaiah Likely, and I want Brandon Ayuk. Give them 4 players and you give me a draft pick. I don't care what else you do. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Caleb Downs looks like the best safety prospect I have seen since 2018. And I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Range, ball skills, tackling, can play free, play strong. Perfect fit. Perfect fit. Why not draft a running back that can actually run in both catches like a Genty? Not in the first round. You can get a Katron Allen. You can get a Penn State running back in the 3rd round. I think Nick Singleton's probably gonna be a 2nd round pick, but Kentron Allen, you can get him with your 3rd round. If you really want a running back. Now I like Breece Hall too. I like Kenneth Walker too. So I kind of like these younger veterans. Breece Hall number 24, 25. Same with Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker 26. They're super young running backs. So I take one of the running backs in free agency. I don't want to draft a running back in the 1st round. That's sort of dangerous for me personally. But yeah. I like Jeremiah Love, just not with a top 5 pick in the draft. I can't do that. I need and Jeremiah Love's a game changer too. Don't get it twisted. Jeremiah Love is a game changer. But free agency does become before the draft. If they pick up a Kenneth Walker, do I really need a guy like Jeremiah Love? Right? These are questions to ask yourself. Because free agency does become for the draft. Not that we're going to be very active guys in free agency. Now, we're going to re-sign a lot of our own too. I'm going to re-sign Deebo Samuel. I don't know. I know we're going to give Laramie Tunsil an extension. That's my lowest cap number. I know this for sure. We're going to get a tight end in free agency. I know that for certain. Zach Ertz injury unfortunately forces us to do that. We'll see what Ben Sinnott has. If Ben Sinnott's worth a darn. If Ben Sinnott go out there and go play some ball, if he gives me in these last 4 games 3 catches a game for 35, 40 yards, I know at least he can play ball. I still need legit tight end one though. I think Ben Sinnott could be a compliment to that tight end. That sucks for a 2nd round pick not being the number 1 option at the position, but I can roll with him, be my tight end too. And then, we got Bates for primary blocking, and, maybe catching the pass here and there. But we know what John Bates is, right? We know what Bates is. But Ben Sinnott could be your full-time tight end too next to Isaiah Likely, and I think you can roll with that. You might pick up a defensive tackle free agency depending on what you do with Deron Payne. There's a lot of things that we have answers to before the draft. I don't really love the draft, but the free agency comes first. So I'd rather talk free agency first, and then we go with that. Yeah, but you can get. I keep saying you can get a Breece Hall, you can get Kenneth Walker, and that solves the problem the same way you're saying it without spending our 1st round pick on a running back. Now I will say this. If they took Jeremiah Love, would I be mad? No. Would I think it's ideal? No. I don't think it's ideal. I think getting a Kenneth Walker in free agency and getting the best player available. Now, if Jeremiah Love the best player available when we pick, great. But if we're picking in the top 3, he will not be the best player available. Oliver Reese will be a better player. Ruben Bain be a better player, and also Caleb Downs. The 3 best defensive players in college football will be sitting right in front of you. At least one of the 3, and you got to take one of them. That's fine. You got the money. He's also 24 years and 6 months old. He's plenty of tread on those tires. I don't mind paying a guy like Breece Hall. You know how good Brees Hall is? I kind of talked about this in my video yesterday, Otis. I guess I'll give a quick synopsis. So Adam Pierce had 14 draft picks, right? I gave a bunch of incompletes. So I gave an incomplete for Johnny Newton, Luke McCaffrey, and Ben Sitter. I gave incompletes for those guys, and also Jordan McGee. But I think Jordan McGee will be a hit. So I gave 3 incompletes. I gave you a hit for Mikey. I gave you a hit for Jaden. I gave you a hit for McGee. And I gave you a hit for Amos in the 2025 draft. Connerly. Yeah. So I gave you 5 legit hits. I gave you 3 incompletes with Sennett, Newton, and also McCaffrey. So 5 hits, 3 incompletes. Bills and contributors, I think it's a solid hit there. It's like a single, nothing too crazy, or double, right? Not a home run. After you have 3 home runs in Jaden, Mikey, and Amos. So I know Mikey has struggled in coverage, but Mikey's doing one thing no one else is doing, taking the ball away. The thing we was praising Emmanuel Forbes for, Mikey Sanders still doing that at a very high level, mind you. But back to the point here. I gave you 2 triples for, 2 doubles for McGee and Brandon Cole's also incomplete because I want to see if he can start at guard next year. Cameron Johnson also incomplete. He hasn't played any football. Javonte John Baptiste, I think he's a solid. He's a single. He's a solid backup defensive end. He's solid. He's cool. He's good depth. He's a single. He's not a double. He didn't really do no impact, but he's a single that could turn to a double later on. I think it's hit or miss overall. Nothing too crazy, but it's better than other guys. You got the quarterback position right. Look at the look at the Colts. Look at the Colts. Look at the Colts. They haven't got that quarterback position right, and God knows when. We want to attack AP. Oh, AP sucks. AP ain't doing it. AP. You know what he did right? He got the darn quarterback right. You know how long it's taken for Chris Ballard to get this right? Traded for Carson Wentz. Traded for Matt Ryan. Drafted Anthony Richardson Sr. Picked up Gardner Minshew. This year he picked up Daniel Jones. He did all these things to get the quarterback right and still hasn't got it right. The closest he got was Daniel Jones this year. He just popped his freaking Achilles. You know what I'm saying? He had all these chances at a franchise quarterback and whiffed. We got one chance at it and we got it right. But you want to hate AP. You got to stop that. You got to stop that, bro. Got that right. I'm a Jets fan, too. You want to get paid like Christian McCaffrey money. I'll take Kenneth Walker. He wants that kind of money. He's tripping. 2 for in the second round. Oh, 1 for 1. All right, so I'd say I can't say 1 for 3. I don't know what Johnny Newton is. I just don't know. He doesn't play enough football. You say, "Oh, Johnny's trash. Johnny ain't good enough. Johnny okay. If Johnny's if he's mad, he's he's so okay. But I don't know if he's or not, or he's mad. I don't know what he is. As for a guy like But it says incomplete. I don't know what he is. I just don't know what he is. He hasn't played enough. We're going to find out what the freak he is these next 4 weeks, though. Quick, fast, and hurry. What the heck has Ben Simmons? We're going to find out what the freak he is. We don't know crap. We're going to find out something. Quick, fast, and hurry. So the Brandon Coleman's also incomplete. I got to see what he does in his offseason. He gets functionally stronger, functionally more stable at the guard position. And we could lose Chris Paul. So we did lose Chris Paul. Brandon Coleman would step in and be the left guard for the team, and we'll see how that goes. They did struggle in those first 2 games of the season. They played Chris Paul, and the rest is history, and Chris Paul played pretty well. We don't know if that's just a one-year wonder for Chris Paul, or is Chris Paul actually, turning it around and why, So that's kind of that. But all is to say, I don't think Dan Quinn's getting fired this year per se. I think it's going to take some time this offseason to see what happens, how much improved the roster will be. What do you do with Quan Martin? What do you do with some of these other players that kind of struggled this year? You got some former Commanders, like football team players out there in free agency that are familiar with the system and familiar with the city, like a Cam Curl, like a Tim Settle. I think those are guys I like to pick up. I think Cam Curl's a great fit here in this defense, and I also think that Tim Settle's also a great fit as well. I think keeping Deron Payne or trading Deron Payne, so we have to make a huge decision on. Got a bunch of huge TDs to make that AP's going to make, and we'll make an AP video sometime, AP live stream sometime this week. Talk the things I think he can do this offseason to kind of improve things a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But Dan Quinn, to me, I think his seat is on a 6.5, 7-ish when it comes to the heat on him. I don't think it's at an 8 or 9. I think it was that bad that he could get fired this season. Yeah, so could fire him and hire Mike Tomlin. Saw his problems as well of being man. I would love Mike Tomlin, right? My problem with Mike Tomlin is that he never got the court position right, but we already have it right here. So I'm not worried about that, right? That's the only worry I have with Mike Tomlin. He never got the quarterback. He inherited Ben Roethlisberger and didn't have to get it right for like 10 to 12 years. He tried to get it right the last 3 or 4 years and just couldn't get it right. So that is kind of that. I'm also ready for next season as well. Hopefully these guys can stay healthy. Hope we can overhaul this defense. This defense is terrible. It needs a complete overhaul. It needs guys to get healthy, right? And Amos and Dorrance Armstrong. We need some impact players. We need a Trey Hendrickson in free agency. I think we need to draft the Arvell Reese. We need to get a Cam Curl. And we need to extend Deron Payne and go from there. We need to do these things for this team to be insane defensively. I want this defense to be insane. Not just good. I want it to be good and very, very good. I don't be Texans good because they got a bunch of YNs and they crashing around and crashing out and flying around and making plays. I don't think we'll get that good, but can I get top 12 in the league good, please? Can I get top 15, please? Can I get top 10, please? For the love of God, I'm tired of this defense being garbage. We've been garbage defensively for a long time, bro. And I'm just getting tired of it, dog. Shut down Jay freshman year, and you better not be here. I actually don't mind Brandon. I don't think it's going to cost a lot. I don't think it's going to be a super long-term deal with you. I think also what I do think is going to happen, right? What I think is personally going to happen is Dan Quinn is going to hire a new defensive coordinator. I personally think it's going to be Jonathan Gannon, who's going to get the can in Arizona as the head coach. He's going to get fired this offseason. He's going to demote himself to a defensive coordinator. We'll give him a call and bring him to Washington. I think we got to make an outside hire, demote Joe Witt to defensive backs coach and fired Tommy Donatel. And after that, whatever Jonathan Gannon wants to do, let him do it. I think it's the one thing you should do. I think Joe Witt's a great defensive backs coach. I think he will have these defensive backs catching interceptions and all that type of stuff. I think him being a D coordinator, I think he couldn't put enough attention on the DBs if it was the rest of the defensive unit. And I don't think he's good at that. I think he specializes in DBs, so you should let him coach DBs. That's just my Lou Arumo. Yeah, Lou Arumo been a great fit. I agree with that. We'll likely have no one pick next year. Receiver in the draft. I might draft no receiver number 1 overall. Now we had the number 1 overall pick. I'm definitely trading down. If I get the number 1, number 2, I'm trading down. But if I'm anything lower than 3, I'm taking the player I need to take and move. This is my synopsis. Lou Arumo been a good fit. Been a good fit. But like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys. I'll be back on tomorrow another video. It'll be a very long form video for you guys. Also Friday will be the game preview. I'm gonna try to get TP Way the Giant on the channel. Saturday will be no videos. If it's Sunday, I will have a post game reaction to the Giants game, whatever happens. If we get BTA'd, if we get obliterated, sent to the shadow realm, what we want to call it, win the game, we'll talk about it, all that type of stuff on Sunday at about 5 p.m. I'll be live for the post-game show, and we'll go from there. But that's the rest of the week. I'm also subscribed to a lot of fashion. That is my fashion channel. Will be under my future channels on this channel. Also, the Life of Tone channel is a lot. That is my reaction channel to loyalty test reactions. There's some vlogs on there from old vlogs, some other old stuff, bunch of fun stuff. Go check that stuff out. Love you guys. Have a good one. Comment your thoughts, and I will catch you guys next video.